Hey, what's up everyone? Dave here with another new comic book day haul and recommendations video for all of you. Now before I get into the comics, I'm going to do the customary shout out, and this episode's shout out is for Clean Cheap Shots. And that is a really great non-comic book channel. He is focused on sports cards, baseball cards in particular, and mainly vintage ones. He's got a very interesting series going called the 1953 Topps Set and the Stories Behind the Men. Just really cool, informative videos. I really like them. And a really cool set of videos also he has are from his sit down with two-time World Series champion baseball player Eddie Watt. So I thought that was really cool that he got to sit down with somebody like that and do a great, fantastic interview. It really was. And I really enjoyed watching those videos. And he's a big time supporter and nice person. And at the time of this recording, he's at 249 subscribers. So there's going to be a link to his channel in the description box below. So please go check out his awesome content and please sub him up. You're not going to be disappointed. Okay everybody, so let me show you which books I picked up this week. First up, I've got The Savage Sword of Conan, issue number 1 from Titan Comics. And this one is going to be the cover A. And then more Conan goodness. We got Conan the Barbarian, issue number 8 from Titan Comics. And I got the cover A. And I got the cover B. And I got the cover C. Alright, next up we got Phantom Road, issue number 9 from Image Comics. And this is the cover A. And then we got Negaduck, issue number 4 from Dynamite Entertainment. And this is the cover A. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is an homage to a Batman cover from back in the day. And then we got Crashdown, issue number 2 from Whatnot Publishing on the cover A. Dead Detective, issue number 4 from Black Box Comics on the cover A. And the cover B. And then we got The Wheel of Time, The Great Hunt, issue number 4 from Dynamite. And this is going to be the cover A. And we got Rare Flavors, issue number 4 from Boom Studios. And that's the cover A. And then we got Duke, issue number 3 from Image Comics. And we got the cover A. And I got the cover B. And I got some incentives, so we got the cover C, the 1 in 10 retailer incentive. And then the cover D, the 1 in 25 retailer incentive. Pretty cool Baroness cover. And then we got the cover E, and it's the 1 in 50 retailer incentive, Major Blood. Then we've got some World Tree action here. We got World Tree issue number 8 from Image Comics. And you got the cover A. Freaky cover right there. And the cover B. And some incentives. We got the cover C, the 1 in 10 retailer incentive. And then the cover D, the 1 in 25 retailer incentive. Some bloody stuff right there. And lastly, I've got Feral issue number 1 preview. It's a preview book for this upcoming series. Alright everybody, so I got Soundwave and Ravage here to help me out with this next part. And I gotta say, all these books were really good reads. I mean, they were just great. This was an amazing haul. And it was very difficult to narrow it down to just a top 3. But eventually I did it, and here's what I picked. And first up, I'm going with Conan the Barbarian, issue number 8 from Titan Comics. And this was my favorite cover of the Conan covers that I picked up. Let's check out some of the artwork here. A little more. Alright. Soundwave Ravage, if you would. Alright, so at the end of the previous issue, Conan became possessed by 3 spirits who were released accidentally in a previous issue during the heist that he took part in. And he's now being controlled by them. And he's on a little bit of a rampage trying to find a sword that he had previously sold to somebody else. The spirits want him to find this sword, and they want to basically put their power into it. And of course, that person that he sold it to no longer has it. And basically, it's been passed along to a bunch of different people. So he goes from person to person until eventually he finds it and regains possession of it. Now, all the while during this issue, right from the start to the end, we see Conan, he's reliving a bunch of memories and such, and going through an internal struggle as he's attempting to fight off these spirits and regain control of his body. And I really found this aspect of the issue to be very interesting and very well done. I'm not going to spoil how the issue ends, but he does regain control to a degree, and the ending is a bit of a shock. It was a bit of a shock to me and a bit of a cliffhanger, and I wasn't expecting it. So this Conan series, it has really been so great. I've really enjoyed reading each and every issue so far, as the writing is just top notch and the stories have been very, very interesting. And they usually have some very cool covers for these issues, and of course the internal art is just as cool. So I'm definitely looking forward to the next issue and seeing how this plays out. Alright, so second book is Dead Detective issue number 4 from Black Box Comics. Let's jump in, check out some of the artwork. Nope. All right. Alright, so I finally caught up on this series, and I've really enjoyed it. In case anybody watching has not read any of these issues so far, the 2 main characters are Detroit Police Department detectives who now find themselves in a town known as Asphodel. Not sure if I pronounced it correctly, but that's how I pronounce it. Which is in a sort of a limbo world where the dead are waiting to be taken up to heaven or dragged down to hell. And these 2 detectives, their names are Danto and Falls. They're not both dead. And I won't spoil anything else about them with regards to that. I'm just going to leave it at that. So this city that they're in is actually like a real city, complete with its own police department, and they end up actually joining it, and now they're working on a case based off of some information that they got from this creature called Flea, who's sort of a psychic creature, and he gives them like little bits and pieces of information that just kind of doesn't make sense, but once they start on their journey, their investigation, things start to make a little bit more sense and such. And they go to a movie theater where people apparently they are able to go in there and they sit and they watch themselves die. It's very, very strange. But they end up finding a clue that involves the Horned Priest from issue number 1. So if you read issue number 1, there's a Horned Priest in it. It plays a pretty important role in the outcome of that issue. Meanwhile, another member of the force who, from what I gather, is going to be if not the main villain. He's going to be a villain, or not, if not the main villain. He's sacrificing souls to a dark god and which I'm guessing is maybe the devil. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember seeing a name in there exactly for the person, or I should say the god that they're sacrificing souls to. Meanwhile, Danto and Falls, they follow some more clues and they end up in a forest area. The forest area has a name that honestly I can't even pronounce, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. And things get a little hairy and they end up having to try to escape. And reading this, I don't know if this probably isn't done intentionally by the writer, but reading this I couldn't help but like get a little bit of a Lethal Weapon vibe from these guys. You know, Danto, in my opinion, through these issues, he's like Riggs in the early Lethal Weapon films, where he just doesn't really care much about his own well-being, and he just runs headfirst into things and always finds trouble. Whereas Falls is kind of like Murtaugh, where he's more by the book, you know, wanting to wait for and get back up and not just jump into things. But also like Murtaugh, he can hold his own when he has to, and even go a little crazy when need be. So there's some very cool art on the covers for these books, and also the interior, just phenomenal art. It really is. Very gruesome and detailed in these ones, actually. But the writing has been very good as well, and just it's always been keeping me interested. Each issue just keeping me interested and looking forward to the next one. So I'm absolutely looking forward to issue number 5, which I think might be the last one for this story arc. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they usually do 5-issue arcs for the comics from Black Box Comics. So I'm definitely looking forward to the next one and seeing where we go from there. Alright, and last but certainly not least, I'm going with Crashdown, issue number 2 from Whatnot Publishing. Let's jump in, check out some of the artwork here. Alright, so this has been a great series so far, and it's only 2 issues in. So in this one, you know, we find that the people who survived the encounter with that giant sea creature have met up on the shore, and they've been scavenging anything that they can find from the destroyed transport ship that they were on. And they set up a little bit of a little camp, and they find and activate a homing beacon that will hopefully bring the next transport to them when it launches. As they attempt to get some sleep, one of them, of course, foolishly, walks off to drop a deuce, and he ends up regretting it. Meanwhile, on the main ship out in space, the cryo system has still not been repaired yet, and the mission leader, General Bullock, is waking more people up to assist with what's going on. Meanwhile, Marcus Bright, who is the one who created the cryotech, discovers that the character Steve woke up in the previous issue, aged into an elderly man, because his emergency preservation and resuscitation tank was empty. However, he doesn't know how this happened. Meanwhile, there's some more bad news that comes about as General Bullock finds out that only 1 more transport is available to launch instead of 3 more transports. There's supposed to be 4 in total, but now is only 1 more. And General Bullock ends up deciding that, well, they're just going to take all the supplies that they can and able-bodied people and go down to the surface and leave everyone else to fend for themselves out in space. And the next thing he does it was pretty shocking and cruel. The way that this issue ended, I was like, oh, damn. You know, what happened? So it was very, very good ending, you know, messed up ending, but it was very interesting. And I have a feeling that this guy, he somehow, it's got to be him. Somehow he sabotaged the cryo system and caused this chaos on purpose. That's what I believe right now, you know, but I'm not 100% sure, but that's just what it feels like they're kind of leaning into. But that could just be like a little, like a distraction or swerve, you know what I mean? There might be a swerve coming down the road. I don't know. But, you know, maybe he did it just to have like a limited amount of people alive, and mostly ones that would be loyal to him and allow him to rule over them. I don't know. I'm just kind of grasping at straws here, so I'm not too sure yet. Only 2 issues in. But the writing in this one was great, and just like the first issue, it kept me interested and intrigued and wondering, you know, what's going on, and of course, you know, just wanting to read more and get to the next issue. The art is very unique. It's not bad, but it's just kind of weird. But, you know, again, it's not bad at all. And I like this cover here. I like this cover. It's pretty cool. But I've enjoyed this series so far. And it's actually made by a community member, Comic Tom 101. So that's very cool, too, to have a community member having created and got a comic book published. So that's awesome. So I definitely recommend it so far, and I'm looking forward to the next issue. Alright everybody, so that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider hitting that good old like button and subscribing to the channel. And everybody that's already subscribed, thanks very much. Really do appreciate all of your amazing kindness and support. And if you feel like it, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Or let me know what books you picked up or what you think about any of these recommendations, if you've read any of them. Or just say hi. I always love hearing from everybody. Special thank you, of course, to my assistants, Soundwave and Ravage, who are springing into action here, running into a battle. Alright, so until next time, be safe, be well, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.
I'm just